Today we're going to give a laundry room a makeover. I needed new laundry machines for one of the rental apartments that I own, so I went to Home Depot to check out my options. I'll do a full post about this on my website. There are a lot of different options and features available, so it took some time to make a decision. I ended up going with a pair of ventless electrical units from LG. I had them delivered and installed by Home Depot. I'm going to make the counter and the shelves out of 3/4 inch thick plywood. I made the initial rip cuts on my table saw and then glued the strips that I ripped down to the underside of the piece of plywood that I'm going to use as a counter. After waiting for the glue to cure, I removed the clamps and sanded the edges flush with my orbital sander. Now I wanted to capture some of the leftover space to the side of the washing machine, so I traced the outline of 2 wastebaskets so that I could use my jigsaw to cut holes that the wastebaskets would then fit into. I did a quick test fit of the counter to mark the location of where the pipes and cables would need to go through. I used my jigsaw again to cut out these holes. I used some pieces of 2x4 and 3/4 inch plywood to make ledges that I'm going to screw to the walls that will end up supporting the counter. I was careful to make sure that I was attaching these ledges to studs behind the gypsum board. I installed the countertop and then sealed it with 2 coats of Minwax polyacrylic. I used my stud finder to find the centers of the studs that are behind the gypsum board and then drilled in some screws so that I could hang the shelf brackets. For these upper shelves, I just used strips of 3/4 inch plywood. Now these closets are 9 feet tall, but the doors are only about 6'8", so I wanted to figure out a way to capture a lot of that typically unusable space at the top of the closet. So I screwed some scrap pieces of 2x4 to some pieces of 3/4 inch plywood to make pieces of a ledge that I could then install near the top of the closet. These ledges are wide enough to support these big clear plastic bins that I got from Home Depot. The first ledge that I installed wasn't quite wide enough, so I went in and installed a second piece of plywood on top of it to provide a little bit more support for the bins. To capture the space on the other side of the machines, I made a cart out of plywood and small plastic bins that I added some casters onto so that it could roll into the space that's behind the walls to the side of the laundry machines. The circular bins that are inset to the countertop are a great place to store delicate items that need to go into a separate load. The storage cart is perfect for all the laundry detergent and dryer sheets. The ledges at the top of the closet can accommodate 6 of these large clear plastic bins. For more detailed instructions along with the reasons why I selected the machines that I did, be sure to check out my website. And if you want to see what I'm working on next, be sure to follow me on Instagram. Check out some of our other videos and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks! Bye!